Am I doing anything? Any feedback about what I'm doing? I'm trying to keep the hands here. So my name is Annabeth McNamara. I am a singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and recording artist. Mostly just like singing songs that I write to myself. I was born in Virginia and grew up in countryside a little bit. And I grew up learning piano, all the music theory stuff, took some choir classes, and then I went off to college. I went to Warren Wilson College for a year and studied some Appalachian folk music. I learned the banjo while I was there in the clawhammer style. Oh yeah, I was in a Appalachian folk choir and was the star. I got a lot of solos, what can I say? I'm an Appalachian folk star of my college class. Okay, then I got a little stir crazy and wanted to see what was out west. Little manifest destiny for me. I went out to Prescott College. It's funny, they didn't have a music program there. At the time I was studying environmental studies. Actually got waylaid more into visual arts while I was there. Ended up graduating with interdisciplinary arts, so kind of just a mix of all the arts, made up a fun degree. The coolest thing about being out there was just getting to explore all the crazy landscapes. Something that really informs my music is my love of nature, my connection with landscapes. So I really enjoy sinking into a place and then kind of distilling that into my music. I got to spend a lot of time in the wilderness out there. I did originally a bicycle tour along the West Coast, which was where I ended up meeting some of the first full-time indie musicians that I had ever met. And I proceeded to kind of tag along with them on tour, and it just kind of opened my mind and my eyes to what was out there and what was possible and the amazing music that people like me were making and sharing with their communities. So I got very inspired and set to writing my first album. Actually, that wasn't my first album. I did record my first album at Warren Wilson College, just a collection of folk songs. If anybody has it, I have lost it. So if you're watching this and you have my first album, give it back. Ended up getting on a French record label. I got to tour France with What a Mess Records. That was really wonderful. I didn't really have an interest in Europe per se until I got there, and I tasted all the delicious things. Ended up spending almost, I think, a little over 2.5 years there. Got relatively fluent in French. Yeah, ended up collaborating with some musicians over there, toured Germany, I got a Spanish agent, so toured Spain a bunch. Then I just sort of started to feel pretty homesick, and just something deep inside of me wanted to be closer to my roots, which was Virginia. I also was kind of wanting to have a bigger sound around my music. I was frustrated with just my voice and an instrument. I felt like I was hearing parts on the songs that were percussive and ambient harmonies and things like that. So it's been a really cool process to have a backup band and then have the backup band turn into its own band, which is called Larkspur. It's a girl band. We sing 3-part harmonies. It's been a really cool process of just kind of growing that fan base in one place that I think can give a music career some momentum rather than just sort of sprinkling myself out across the globe. It's been nice to kind of keep it regional, and it also ties back into my environmental values of not just jet setting for the fun of it, kind of staying close to home and growing something sustainable. When I am working on songs, I'm alone in my bedroom or living room, I kind of feel this magical force moving through me. I'm able to express things in ways that make everyday life seem beautiful and magical and precious. It's just exhilarating. It kind of fills me with this energy of creativity that stays with me until maybe a few days after the song is like totally done. Haha, done. Songs are never done for me. They kind of continue to grow and evolve, but that beginning songwriting process is really exhilarating, especially if it's a good song. It'll just kind of light me up, put a little zest in my step for the next few days as I kind of work on it in the back of my head. Then when I take it to the studio and work on it with my friend Eric, I get another amazing feeling, almost like I'm totally on my path. I feel filled with this excitement and thrill of being in a studio and working in that way where I can kind of sculpt the sound with my ears and my eyes and with the software, and it's just very cool, the tools that we have at our fingertips these days. That feeling stays with me for like the next 24 hours or so. Makes my boring everyday life feel kind of exalted and like I'm very accomplished in doing something with my life that I'm proud of. It's just important to me that I follow that thread of bliss, as Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss. So this is my bliss, and it feels very urgent to me that I focus on this kind of thing that may seem like aside from what is important in life, which is kind of making ends meet, keeping safe in this crazy world, all the things that I could be spending my time on. Why should I spend it on music? Maybe because it's why I'm here on this planet, which is the feeling I keep getting as I go on. I don't really believe in destiny, but I don't know what else to call those feelings that you have that kind of sweep through you and make you feel like you're a part of something way bigger than your tiny little cute self.